This video is sponsored by PelucidFX.com. Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Okay guys, now let's take a look at the gold market. As we said, gold market stands at the eve of the big changes. So in fact, market right now is calling around the levels that could estimate further direction on the gold market depending on whether market will hold above them or it will fail and pass through them. If market will pass through them to the downside, that could open the road in the long-term perspective even to the 1170s lows, because we have the valid monthly bearish pattern that suggests this possible action to the downside. If market will hold above them, above the current levels, that will keep the chances on the possible retracement to the upside, maybe even to the 1325 area. So that's why current situation and current levels our market now are standing is very significant. Although fundamentally the situation right now for the gold market is not very good, because market now stands in the bearish seasonal trend, so demand on the spot market is really anemic right now. Second, the improving data in the United States economy and contraction of the quantitative easing program makes very blurry perspective of the growing inflation, and that also presses on the gold market because the gold market is mostly driven by the inflation. If inflation stands at zero, it's a really bad issue for the gold market. That's why, as you can see, gold market in the recent time looks really heavy. And in fact, on the high time frame chart, it could look like the just wide, some kind of the flag pattern, okay, bearish flag pattern on the high time frame charts. So if you contract it, you could probably see this. So some kind of the tight consolidation. But meantime, taking the situation in the short-term situation, what we see on the daily time frame chart. On the daily time frame chart, we have this flirting with the MACD predictor. It's the same as here and as here, okay? And that, in the short-term perspective, could lead theoretically, could lead to the upward action taken out of these highs. At least that's the moment that we could monitor on the daily time frame chart. Personally, guys, I'm not very fascinated with this, and I mostly have the bearish view on the gold market in the short-term perspective. But still, that is we should trade what we really see on the market. So if you see the possibility of appearing the possible bullish pattern, that will be the bullish stop grabber, we can't ignore it. We should watch for it, and we should use it in our trading. Although, despite the fact that market looks really heavy on the nearest time, so you can see attempting of the move higher, deep retracement. Again, plunge down, it's almost return right back to these lows. Here again, even yesterday market has made an attempt to possible upward action but failed, return almost at the low, and now is turning, showing this small downward candle. On the 4-hour time frame chart, here what we see, that is our former 3-drive sell pattern, and that was really still has the possibility to be achieved if market will find some power to hold at the current levels and to show this upward action. Because theoretically, this major level to watch for us is these lows that coincides with the weekly pivot support one. Because theoretically, this until market stands inside of this swing, it keeps chances on appearing, say, butterfly sell. So that could be left wing of the butterfly, right? That could become the right wing of the butterfly. If market will hit this level, it still will have at least theoretical chance on appearing of this pattern. And reaching of this level will not erase the bullish setup here. It is not the problem that market wasn't able to show this upward action here as it was previously, because that is not an invalidation point for the bullish setup. This one is an validation point for the bullish setup. Because if market will pass through this low, it simultaneously will challenge different indicators. If it will pass through the weekly pivot support one, it shows that that is not just a retracement with the upward trend. It tells us that the new bear trend is developing, because weekly pivot support one will not able to hold the price action. Second, by the move below it, it will erase as the potential butterfly, as the 3 drive buy pattern. That's why these levels were significant. Although, as we said, the turning down from this area already the sign of the weakness of the market, because right now market looks really heavy. So market has erased all opportunity to move to the upside. Yesterday it has vanished, just upward action. Now it stands below the weekly pivot point. So all these issues are bearish. Also the reversal down from the just minor 618 extension from that A, B, C bottom pattern also looks heavy and also looks bearish. But still they are not break the bullish setup. It's not sufficient issue for absolutely deny the bullish setup. That's why the current action is very significant for us, and that's why we will be watching for this point. Meantime, in the hourly time frame chart, today we will be monitor for this development. Particularly speaking, we are mostly interested with this A, B, C top pattern. Okay, so now market stands in the area that in general suggests possible downward action. The target of this ABCD down stands at the 1284. Here you can see that downward action is a bit faster than AB leg. And second significant moment is that market already has passed through the minor 618 extension target. That was right here, because that retracement was deeper than 618. That's why the 618 target of this extension ABCD pattern stands here. So market has hit it, show very small retracement, continue move lower. That's the bearish sign. That's the hint on the possible reaching of this area. And that is what we will be watching for the nearest hours. Okay, right now the 618 support still holds the market, but this level already has been tested once, right here. It's 1290 area. First support, now market again has tested it, this retracement downstand. And here guys, you also see why we can't deny absolutely the bullish setup until market will not take it out of these lows. Because if market will hold here, it will not just keep the chances on the possible butterfly, but it also will give us the godless triple to buy, move up, ABCD retracement down. So that could be another harmonic pattern, right, of this ABCD. Take a look that the 1284 coincides with the support of this trend line, because here we have the 1284 target of this ABCD pattern. So that will be the support. And if you are sure that market could show the upward action and you're searching for taking the long position, 1284 is interesting level, because if you would like to take the risk that probably could give you excellent risk-reward ratio, that's the level to watch for, because this is relatively close to these lows, and if market will hold here, that could be the bottom, that could be the reversal point to the upside. And this all will depend on your risk aversion. So if you like to take the risky trades that promise significant risk-reward ratio, but also gives more risky situation, it's a bit greater risk but greater reward, that's could become your issue. If you're more conservative trader and you prefer to take less risk, then in this case it's better to wait what will happen in this area. So if market will start bounce to the upside, well, you could try to take the position on retracement with possible upward continuation. The market will break this level, that probably guys will be an end. So that will be the great challenge on the possible downward continuation. That's why this level is very significant. And today guys, we will be watching for this ABCD action to the downside.